Today we honor a Spanish priest, Saint Dominic, who is the founder of the order of preachers, also known as the Dominicans. He is also known as the patron saint of astronomers. Dominic was educated by his uncle, who was also a priest, and so from a young age, Dominic kind of knew what he wanted to do as he grew up. He wanted to fulfill God's plan for his life, and he felt God calling him to the priesthood. After becoming a priest, Saint Dominic quickly realized the need for organization within the church. He saw that as cities were growing, the spiritual needs would also be growing, and so he wanted to do something to help. Dominic was on a trip through France with his bishop in order to share and revive the religious life of the early church, as recorded in Acts of the Apostles. They came across a heretical group known as the Albigenses. The Albigensianism taught that there were only two forces in the world, one of good and one of evil. The heresy taught that all matter is intrinsically evil, and they denied the sacraments of the church. Dominic detected this blasphemy within the group and wanted to combat it. So Dominic began to travel and preach against the teachings of the Albigenses, and he created a following, and other priests wanted to help him. And so, with the assistance of these other priests, they got together and realized that the call to reform during this time period was very important. Dominic then approached Pope Honorius III and got authority for his religious order in January of 1217. The Dominican religious order spread very quickly with the help of Dominic's friars. While St. Dominic was still alive, he was able to see his order spread all throughout Europe, from France to Poland to Italy to Scandinavia to Rome and even to England. There is a legend that when Dominic was praying once, he had a vision from Mother Mary that had two images, one of himself and one of a stranger. The next day, when St. Dominic went to church, he saw the same stranger in his vision. So St. Dominic approached him and said to him, "You are my companion and must walk with me. If we hold together, no earthly power can withstand us." It turns out that this stranger in his dream and the stranger that he encountered in the church was none other than St. Francis of Assisi. This story lives on today and is celebrated on both the feast day of Dominic and St. Francis. St. Dominic was born in Spain in 1170 and died August 6, 1221. We celebrate him today and we thank him for the great teachings that he did during the 13th century and for the order that still exists today that goes around protecting the church and evangelizing to those that do not yet believe.